In this capital, King David talks about tshuva, the idea of repentance, that even though a person sinned, there's a way to erase those sins by repenting. Then he talks about that in his personal life, he was forgiven for the sins that he had committed. This capital is so essential in the idea of tshuva, the idea of repentance, that the Vilna Gaon designates this capital for the song of the day of Yom Kippur, which is of course the day of repentance. LeDavid, for King David, maskil. Maskil is used, Rashi explains, when there was a meturgman, there was an interpreter who translated and explained the ideas of this particular psalm. And of course, maskil comes from the word of seichel, wisdom, and the ideas expressed in this capital are so important that King David made sure to have someone explain and make sure that everyone understands the ideas in this psalm. So Asher Nesui Pesha, praiseworthy is the one who his transgression has been forgiven, Sui Chata, and his sin has been covered. Asher Yadam, praiseworthy is the man, Layachshev Hashem Layovin, that God does not account for his sin, Ve'ein Beruchei Remiyah, and there's no spirit of deceit, which means that his repentance is so real that he has resolved never to commit the sin again. When I kept silent and I didn't want to confess my sins, my bones wasted away, which means that he was so worried about the sins that his bones were wasting away. V'shagasi, through my roar, kol hayom, the whole day, which means he roared from anguish over how worried he was about his sins. Ki yomim v'layla, for day and night, tichbad ala yadecha, your hand was heavy upon me. Napach l'shadi, my moisture was switched over, was transformed, which means that his flesh literally shriveled from the anxiety. Avoine kayet sela, by the summer heat, sela. Hatosya diacha, my sins I make known to you, that I actively confess my sins. Avoine, and my sins, lechasisi, I do not cover. Amarti, I say, oida life shoy l'Hashem, I'm going to confess my sins to God. Va'ata, and you, nasasa ben chatosi sela, you are going to forgive, you're going to bear my sins and forgive me. Sela. After he talks about his personal forgiveness, he calls upon Al-Zaisi Spal. He says he should pray, any devout person should pray to you. Leis Mitzoi, at a time that God is available, accessible. I mean, there's times that God is more accessible, for example, certain auspicious times. Rak, only L'Shetet Mayim Rabim, the flooding mighty waters, Elav Layagiu, should not reach him. Ata Seserli, you are in concealment from me, which means you are a shelter from all my enemies. Mitzar Titzreini, you preserve me from distress, you protect me from all types of dangers and illness. Rani Falet, with happy songs of rescue, to Seveni Sela, you envelop me, Sela. Now he continues to talk to devout people to follow in his path, and he says, Askilcha v'orcha, I'm going to make you wise, and I'm going to enlighten you. B'derech zayselech, you should go in this path of repentance and self-improvement. I'atza alecha eini, I'm going to signal to you with my eye. Al tiu kesus, don't be like a horse, kefered, or like a mule, in having without understanding. V'mesek v'resen, they're restrained by a muzzle. Edye, when they're being beautified, they're being adorned. Livlan, they're restrained by the muzzle. Meaning to say that they're so unintelligent that when someone is helping them and trying to beautify them, they have to be muzzled because they try to bite and they try to fight it. And the reason for the muzzle is bal krevilecho, so they keep them from approaching and not inflicting damage on you. So don't be like those like the horse and the mule that have that way of being. But if you don't follow this path, there are many agonies for a person who acts wickedly. But someone who trusts in God, kindness will surround him. And he continues talking to the devout people. Simcha Hashem, be glad and happy in God. Gilu tzadikim, and righteous people, you should rejoice. And in this, that you should you have the trust that God is going to do good to you. And be happy, cry out in joy. Kol yishalev, anyone who's upright in heart, for God is going to do good to those that believe in Him.